My Story by Crystal Taylor McCartia. Life in DDD and the Foster Care System with the Swansons. Brenda and Bill Swanson were foster parents for decades. On the outside, they appeared to be a loving family, but behind closed doors was intimidation, racism, and cruelty. My brother, Michael Smith, who was legally blind and medically fragile, was placed with them as a baby. He was the reason Brenda became a state-operated ADH, adult developmental home provider. Michael needed 24-hour nursing care, but about 2 years ago, when Brenda and Bill decided they were done and wanted to retire, they forced the Division of Developmental Disabilities, DDD, to immediately remove Michael from their home. Brenda even threatened to drop him off at the DDD office. She admitted she didn't trust the agency she placed him with, but she went ahead anyway, because retirement was more important. 2 months later, Michael was dead. Their rush to be done cost him his life. The words that tore me down. The abuse I endured in the Swanson household wasn't just physical and emotional. It was verbal, relentless, and cruel. Their words are burned into my memory. Bill Swanson, my foster father, refused to respect my identity. Even after I told him who I was and what name I wanted to be called, he dismissed me.
You will always be Dion to me. Stop texting me now, you're harassing me.
This was his way of erasing me, telling me I would never be seen as the person I truly am. Derek Swanson, their biological son, was even more vicious. His attacks were filled with hate, mockery, and deliberate attempts to tear me down.
Okay, faggot, keep dressing like a woman. You need help. You are a fucking disgrace. You can't even live on your own. So what are you now, a girl or a boy? Guess I'm a white supremacist now, haha. Nobody wants anything to do with you. You're so stupid. You never did chores. So how could you even call yourself a slave?
These weren't just rude comments. They were deliberate attacks meant to humiliate me, deny my identity, and make me feel worthless. Friends who visited me often said they never wanted to return because of how horrifying the Swansons' behavior was. Respite providers and staff noticed too. Some reported what they saw, but anyone who spoke up risked losing their job and career. Brenda used her connections at DDD to protect herself and silence others. Even other foster children were mistreated. Danielle, who had cerebral palsy, would flinch when Brenda approached her in anger. Michael, despite being blind and fragile, was hit and neglected. Destiny also lived under constant intimidation. Brenda and Bill never laid hands on their biological kids, but the rest of us were not spared. For years, Derek was allowed to physically harm me. Brenda would watch, and only after the damage was done would she step in to stop it. I spent most of my life trapped in the freeze response, too scared to fight back, too scared to run. Why I speak out. For over 25 years, I endured humiliation, cruelty, racism, and neglect in the Swanson home. I was silenced, erased, and treated as if my life didn't matter. They rushed my brother Michael into a placement that killed him. They destroyed others' careers to protect themselves. They tormented foster children who were supposed to be safe in their care. But I refused to let their abuse define me. That is why I founded my own organization, to fight for vulnerable populations, for children and adults like Michael, like Danielle, like Destiny, and like me, for people who can't fight for themselves. I believe Brenda and Bill Swanson should be held accountable under the law for the decades of harm they caused. What happened to me, to Michael, and to others in their home is not just my story. It is the story of countless foster children failed by a system that protected abusers instead of protecting us. I will continue to fight. I will continue to speak up. And I will continue to honor my brother Michael, who deserves so much better.